JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So Amanda and I decided to drive to Colorado. It seemed pretty efficient, and we've gone the long way, and we just came across this beautiful, picturesque landscape. I mean, like, what? So I'm going to turn the camera, and I had something I was going to share with you, and this really just for subscribers. Those of you that are tuning in, this could be your first video somehow, then check out the rest. But this is really for those that have been subscribing for a long time. So, you know, the one thing for us to keep in mind is that we know the stimulus is here. We've been patient, and for many of us, it's not that it's maybe too late, but it's to that point where it's almost like beyond the point of frustration, and we've had a lot of angst, we've had a lot of concern, and how are we going to make things work, and is it coming, and when, and how much? And you know, sometimes in times like these, kind of reminds me, if you've ever been in these circumstances where your kid can't find your kid, you know, supermarket or at the mall or something like that, even though they were just there a second ago. You turn and you can't find them, and you're anxious and you're frustrated, and then you're scared, and your mind goes a million miles an hour and into all the things that could go wrong. And then when you finally get the relief, what's usually your first reaction? Well, sometimes your first reaction, if you find, let's say in that example, your kiddo who basically now just freaked you out, sometimes you're a little mad, a little angry, and that's understandable. So here's really the message, is that as we go into 2021, depending when you're watching this, we might now be in 2021. We are at this point about 10 hours from the end of 2020. And I want us to think, whether you get the stimulus or not, whether you got enough or not, let's look at the stimulus to come that's going to be hitting bank accounts here soon as a little bit of a leg up. You know, for many it may not be enough, but it's better than a sharp stick in the eye, as my stepdad would say. And from my perspective, you know, something's up high and you got to get to it. Maybe the only thing that's available is a stool. And sometimes a stool could be not even but a foot high, but you're a foot higher than you would be otherwise. So with 2021, with the stimulus, with what we've got, I don't anticipate that we'll have another round of it, so let's make it count. We know that we have lots of time now to use, for instance, PPP. We know a lot more about the stimulus and its effects on us now getting it. So I know you will. I know I will. I'm going to be more patient with how I spend my PPP if I decide that I'm going to take it. If we get the stimulus, we can use it as a leg up, even if it's just 1 foot. And from my perspective, that puts us in a much, much better position going into what's going to happen the rest of this year. Look who I have with me.
Hi.
So we just want to say thank you for a wonderful 2020, going into 2020 a year ago. We had obviously no idea, none of us did, what we were in store for. And I certainly didn't know we would be where we are. By the time this airs, we will be at 50,000 subscribers. And not in my wildest dreams would I have thought that would be the case. And probably more important than the success that we've had on YouTube, it's the friendships that we've gained, and the support and the encouragement And I just appreciate you all so very much, beyond measure. And we are blessed by all of you. So when you leave those wonderful comments, it makes it worth it to be up late, to read up and put information out there. And you guys make it worth it. And you've just put a whole different kind of wind beneath our wings going into 2021. You want to add anything?
Couldn't agree more. And we appreciate all of you guys so much. And 2021 is going to be a much better year, a good fresh start for many of us. And we appreciate you all.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you know where I'm going next, right? You've never met anybody quite like you. You've never met anybody with as much oomph and survivor instincts as you. And you alone will make 2021 a wonderful, a great year, definitely better than 2020. And any small part that we get to play in that, we're honored by that. All right, hey, don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.